And my triple cup, that's 2 times 2. Man, this shit dogging in the wartime, so
you know I'm ballin', usual like Kobe.
But to make it even worse, in a press conference before he even plays a game with Miami, he goes, not 1, not 2, not 3, not 6, not 7 championship rings that they're going to win together. I know it's a joke, but everyone in the league is watching that like, oh, you talking a lot now, guy. Well, guess what happened? Just 17 games into the season, the Heat were 9-8. And when everybody likes to say another counter argument, well, LeBron never played for a good coach. Well, he came and played for Erik Spoelstra. And 9 years have gone by, people. I think we know how good of a coach Erik Spoelstra is by now. But at the time, he'd never done shit in terms of winning. So LeBron, and this is directly from the New York Daily News, there's a quote. There is a report that Miami Heat players are frustrated with their coach and question whether he's the right man for the star-studded team. And now, in 2018, Pat Riley came out and said LeBron wanted Spoelstra gone and for Pat Riley to take over just like he did in 06, thus giving LeBron the coach killer, phrase attached to his name. And there's a clip, once again, I'm going to post in the sources, of LeBron literally bumping his shoulder into Erik Spoelstra when he calls a timeout. I mean, you're a player and you're bumping your new coach, dude. Okay. And then the ultimate, the Cavs, and you know what I love about this is, for once and so far in his career, the Miami Heat are a world-class organization. Pat Riley didn't let LeBron step over him and just do what he wanted. He said, you know what? No, Eric's our guy. I'm not moving anywhere. You better learn how to play with him, and that's that. And guess what happened? He did. And the Heat won 58 games. But a lot of LeBron fans say that D. Rose shouldn't have won MVP. Once again, the Bulls had a better record. They went from the 8 seed to the 1 seed with just one addition, Carlos Boozer. D. Rose won MVP averaging 25 points as a third-year player. And Carlos Boozer, here's the kicker, guys. Carlos Boozer missed 23 games. Joakim Noah missed 34. And you're still telling me that when the Bulls had a better record that LeBron should have won MVP. That's hypocritical, because if you want to say the numbers are better, then D. Wade should have won MVP in 09. So take that for some data, as David Fizdale would say. But we all know the deal. The best player performs in the playoffs. And in the first round, the Heat play the very tough Andre Iguodala and young Lou Williams in the first round. Beat them in 5. And then they play against the Celtics. Now, the Celtics have changed a little bit from the previous year because Kendrick Perkins, who was a big piece of their team, and a lot of Celtics fans go on record saying that if they had Perkins in Game 7 of the finals the previous year, they would have won. They trade Perkins for Jeff Green, but Jeff Green has heart problems, so he can't play those first 2 years. So basically, the Celtics traded Perkins for honestly nothing, and LeBron beats them 4-1. LeBron and Wade, who are the best 2 players in the series, they beat him 4-1. But the main thing I noticed about LeBron was in Game 4 and 5, he closed the game like I really had never seen before. He had this look in his eye, and he carried that over when he played the MVP in the next round. He closed out multiple games. I was like, this is it, guys. He finally got his good team. He's finally going to show everyone he's determined to win. I mean, he was being clutch. Go pull up that footage. But then something unprecedented happened. The worst finals performance of any star in the history of the NBA Finals. Let's just take it to Game 2, where the Heat had a 1-0 lead in the series. They blow an 18-point lead. Dwayne Wade scores 36 points. LeBron James scores 20, only has 4 assists, and turns the ball over 5 times. They bounce back and win in Game 3, and then in Game 4, we have what a lot of people say is the reason he shouldn't even be compared to Jordan. Like, that's it. Like, the argument's over. I'm going to give him the benefit of the doubt and continue. But in Game 4, he scored 8 points. Not in one quarter, in the whole fucking game. 8 points. 0 of 1 in the fourth with a turnover. But guess what Dwayne Wade had in the fourth? 7 points on 3 of 5 shooting, and the Heat only lost by 3. 18, 7, and 7 in the entire series. LeBron was a joke. And you know what that tells me? He was still bigger and stronger. He was still more of an all-around player than Kobe. But what does that mean when he doesn't get over the hump? There is a stat, my friends, or a variable, that is not measured in stats and you can only see by watching the game, and that is confidence. It is something that carries over in life with anything that you do, and if you've played sports, you know it's everything. And Michael Jordan mastered the confidence game, something that LeBron has lacked throughout his career. There's levels to this shit. He obviously has more confidence than a lot of players in the league, but when you compare him to guys like Jordan, to Larry, to Kobe, that is abysmal. A disgrace. And you know what's funny is nobody was putting LeBron in any top conversation when this happened. Do you know why? Because he has to win. That is the name of the game. So that's pathetic. So this more with less argument is completely over now, because if you're saying that he did more with less, that's implying that when he gets more, he can win it because he's got the better team with the better players. Well, he did, and he lost because he could not break through a 2-3 zone because he had no fucking jumper, unlike Jordan. And you know what you're going to say? Oh, but there was no zones when Jordan played. You're a product of your environment. There's a reason why everyone's starting to shoot more threes now, 19 years after zone and hand checking and the freedom of movement, and the game has been, the league wanted to free up the game and make it a more aesthetically pleasing experience by making it more offensive minded than that gritty, slow, half court pack the paint that they had in the 90s, which tells you a little bit more about how hard it is to score if you're Jordan.